we'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Welcome again, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and yes, the rain is falling now, and it is supposed to continue to fall throughout this game. So how do you think that will impact this contest?
Well, first and foremost, both quarterbacks are going to make sure the officials have those dry footballs coming in each and every play and standing over them sometimes with a towel before the center gets up there to snap it. Second thing is the focus of all the guys who handle the football. Do they wear gloves? Do they take them off? Will they carry the ball high and tight to make sure they have good ball security? That's paramount in a game like this.
The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Allow me a second here to gush, because in his college career, the only player in NCAA history to rush for over 1,500 yards and pass for over 3,500 yards in a season, and he did it twice.
That's pretty good.
That's really good. Yet he only won the Heisman Trophy once.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Jackson now off the bootleg. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins, the ball carrier.
And it would appear he's going to be short of a 1st down as he stopped right around the 29. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the 1st.
I know the fans want to see 1st downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
So here are the Bengals now in great field position to start. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Bengals.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, and that'll bring up second down.
It was covered by Patrick Queen.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line.
Carl Lawson on the tackle. It's a gain of 2.
Now Jackson being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Leads to second.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now the first carry for Giovanni Bernard. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Tackle made back at the 17-yard line.
Now on 2nd and 13, Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. From the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man, complete. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
4 yards. He was brought down by McKenzie.
Dobbins running out of the gun, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack.
Back at midfield.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
They'll take over.
First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Going deep downfield for Ross. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. So his struggles just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got Snead. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That is definitely... what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at the 20. A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Burrow. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Burrow now off the bootleg. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 22. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Intercepted.
Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. On 3rd down, Burrow. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the 1st down.
The offense retains possession.
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
No score.
First down. Here's Burrow. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. But it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now it's Burrow. Going deep downfield for Ross. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down at the 2. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Intercepted.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. because otherwise you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Hollywood Brown. The intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
30-yard line.
To throw again, Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
5 more yards.
Jackson will throw again. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
1-yard gain.
Jackson.
Second and 9.
Steps away. He's going to take off with it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. On first and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
2 yards on the pickup.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Quick slant to Brown. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. As his guys are on the board first here tonight. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Justin Tucker to kick off for ball.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
First and 10.
Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals. And, partner, there's really no way to sugarcoat the game that he's had. He's just struggled.
And anytime you're throwing this amount of interceptions, there's some.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Carrier.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Going deep downfield for Ross. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in. This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Mike Daniels. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why didn't we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
At the 8.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. Burrow looking to pass. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Patrick Queen
showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Here's Burrow. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. The That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
The throw over the middle taken in. They find some open field here. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 83 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and attack. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 40. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, there's some excitement. Right? Go for two, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give him a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly, and getting back there and making the tackle and not giving up 2 points themselves.
And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work.
And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his third pick of the game. Instead, second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
T. Higgins was the intended target.
And that takes us from second to third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
Steps away to his left. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there, but it's going to be second down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Coverage there by the former first-round pick, William Jackson. The Ravens on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. The sack by Marcus Hunt. And it appears the offense is going to try this again. They've yet to convert the first 3 times on 4th down, but they're going in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Mike Mike Daniels. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. They'll give it to Mixon. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 12-yard line.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have got it back to a 1-score game. But defensively, didn't seem like anybody had eyes on the quarterback, and he took advantage.
So you think that maybe we're seeing some pretty good instincts for a young guy? Because that's the thing you worry about. Coming out of college, you're used to getting away with just about anything you want to do. You're just superior. Here, he has to read it, figure it out, and know when it's time to go.
Randy Bullock to kick off for Cincinnati.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Their own 18-yard line.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
A gain of only a yard.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Mike Daniels. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there was a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd.
Complete to Tyler Boyd.
It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
He's going to take off with it. He's got a 1st down past the 30. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. But they will not be able to capitalize as time is run out here on the first half of play. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
13.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Now this will make it into the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Football on the play. Recovered by the Ravens.
How many times in the course of a game do you talk about momentum plays? And I think we just saw one there. Just scored, right?
Just took the lead.
Just took the lead, went downfield, got the ball free again, and picked it up. They got a chance to really get the momentum on their side now.
Yeah, now they'll try to pile on. Dancing to his left. He'll run it. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. They'll run with Dobbins. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
To 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
2nd down and goal. Jackson. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Geno Atkins able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Eluding the pressure right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Bengals will get the football back. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole...
And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 42. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 20. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. T. Higgins, 48 yards. And the Bengals draw even, and of course they can take the lead if they hit the extra point. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was... Easy. You can see that throughout his college career, but what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there, and boy, it was pretty.
The rain making this treacherous, but the extra point is good, and with it, it'll give them the lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6.
Fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
As the offense takes the field, we zero in on Lamar Jackson. Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious? And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just talks about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Calais Campbell, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. Now Burrow loses the football.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Recovered. All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 yards, a 1st down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. That catch good for only a couple.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson flushed out right. He'll try and run it. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Well, another fine run right there.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Ravens have retaken the lead.
This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
21-yard line.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Airing one out for Boyd. And almost intercepted. That would have been his 3rd pick in this game alone. Instead, 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Ravens will take over. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
Jackson on first down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins, his second sack of the night.
Back at the 34-yard line.
After the sack on first down, Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. He's going deep for Brown. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Von Bell. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. 20! And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
John Ross.
A big play there for Cincinnati. 41 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
3 brings up second and goal at the 9-yard line.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Touchdown.
Joe Burrow, his second touchdown of the night. And the Bengals draw even, and of course they can take the lead if they hit the extra point. We've seen this already from him in this game. Second time he's into the end zone with a rushing touchdown.
So the head coach is going to have a meeting with the owner this week. You know why? He's got to let the owner know, I know you wrote the check for his arm, but we're going to make him a part of our running game too. This guy can do it all. Let's see where he takes us.
Randy Bullock to kick off for Cincinnati.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Taken in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
A gain of 5.
Operating from the gun. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 39. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone, and that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete. Brings up second.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Back now in Baltimore. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Back now in Baltimore. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. And the Bengals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now it's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Ross. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Again, it's Mixon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
Seibert's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0.
Bengals 29. Ravens.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
28-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. To try again after the sack. Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Brought down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. When they're lined up in the 46 defense like that, running is just going to be a slog. Especially if you're trying to run it in the middle of the defense. So what you're hoping, get a stalemate against the 3 across the front. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here. Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys. Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion. I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh? Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson, and the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game. Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down. Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
From the gun, Jackson.
3-yard line.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep...
And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the 2nd one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
At the Ravens' 20-yard line.
Burrow on play action. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to run really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now it's Burrow. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They go play action with Burrow. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Calais Campbell able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up a decision on 4th down.
And this has no chance. It's no good. Well, wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is.
Ravens 26.
Maybe an important fourth-quarter miss as this stays a three-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a three-point game. They get a drive, put it through the post. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And he'll drop here to throw.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson now. Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's
Jackson. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Now a carry for Dobbins. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Ball carrier.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And that will be incomplete. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Flushed out right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Josh Bynes in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them. Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football, because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Baltimore, good night, everybody.